Well, good morning, Mount Gilead. So good to be with you this morning. It is May 12th. It's sunny outside, and it's glad to connect with you here this morning for our devotions. About 25 years ago, the word lost became pretty unpopular. And so among church world, we created some new words to describe people who were outside of Christ. We came up with the word unchurched. We came up with the word seeker. But that's ironic, I think, because the lost people are never called seekers in the Bible. Because in the Bible, God is the seeker. Think about the story of Zacchaeus. You remember the story of Zacchaeus? Zacchaeus didn't find Jesus. Jesus found Zacchaeus. And he said to all the critics, you got to understand, I came to pursue and redeem lost people. And when it comes to those that need to be found, everybody's name is on the list. Because the point is that all fall short and need Jesus. That according to Jesus, we are all wee little men and women. And none of us measure up to the righteousness of God. Paul put it this way in Romans chapter 3, verse 23, for everyone has sinned, and we all fall short of God's glorious standard. Now, I think sometimes we struggle to believe that we fall short. We struggle to see our own shortness. We're like the guy who went to go to see his doctor to get a physical. And the nurse asked him, what do you think you weigh? And he said, probably about 160 pounds. And she put him on the scale and said, no, you weigh 186 pounds. How tall are you? And he said, I think about 5'11". And she measured him and she said, no, you're 5'8 and a half. What's your normal blood pressure? And he said, how could I know? I walked in tall and slender and now I'm short and fat. See, here's why we have trouble seeing our own shortness. Because wherever we go, we can find a Zacchaeus. We can find a Zach. There's a Zach at your school. There's a Zach at your work. There's a Zach in your neighborhood, in your fraternity, or in your sorority, wherever you hang out. And we can be guilty of saying, hey, I'm not perfect. I'm not saying I don't have my faults, but I'm not Zach. I'm not like him. And Jesus comes along and he doesn't say that we all sin the same amount. Some people do sin more than others. He's not even saying that all sin has the same consequences. Some sin causes more collateral damage than other sin. Here's what he's saying. All have sinned. How many sins does it take to separate you from God? This many. All have sinned. None of us measure up to the righteous standards of God. We are all Zachs. But here's the good news. We are all findable. And we are all redeemable. Because it is impossible for anyone to sin themselves beyond the reach of God. Let that truth stay at the forefront of your mind today. It is impossible for anyone to send themselves beyond the reach of God, and let God find you today, wherever it is you go. Hope you have a great Wednesday, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.